Gervonta the Tank Davis.
To the body. Everything to the body. Chopping, downstairs, chopping. The brick hand. Now this, even his shots upstairs here, that's still a body shot on Jake Paul. Everything's a body shot he's throwing. Even when he's changing the levels of the shot. That's a body shot, that's a body shot, that's a body shot.
Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds.
Gervonta Davis stunned everyone with his noticeably bulked up, powerful physique at the recent press conference for his fight against Jake Paul. His intense training sessions reveal a new level of focus and strength. Analysts note that Tank's strategy is to target Jake's body, aiming to wear him down with relentless punches that sap energy and frustrate opponents, proving that size won't stop his sharp, explosive offense.
Unique work, it may not even have anything to do with what they're trying to bring to the Jake fight, but when I watch it, I see a guy that's targeting the body, and it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when he's probably Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to attack the body. Not that it's necessarily going to hurt Jake to the body and he's going to cripple, but it's going to slow him down, or at least that's the idea, is to slow him down, to drop his hands, and that way that we're in the, whatever, 6th, 7th, 8th round of this fight, and those hands start to fall a little bit, and Jake's gas tank is being tested, and then Tank, when he closes distance, and he will have to close distance damn near the entirety of the fight unless Jake's just like walking forward the whole time.
Former world champion Sean Porter has never hesitated to give credit where it's due, and when it comes to Gervonta Davis, his words carry weight. Porter described Tank as a dog in the ring, a fighter with rare determination and hunger. He praised how Davis refuses to back down, no matter who stands in front of him. That mental toughness, combined with his raw talent, makes Tank one of the most dangerous fighters of this generation. Porter emphasized that Tank's mix of discipline, aggression, and intelligence separates him from many boxers who rely solely on power. To Porter, Davis embodies the spirit of a true fighter, one who thrives under pressure and competes with both passion and purpose.
And the thing that I really appreciate about Tank is he's a dog. That kind of that, what he just said, you can put them earmuffs up and go at it. He kind of will assess you as well, and whatever he needs to do, he'll do it, you know. So.
Boxing commentator Showbiz recently addressed one of the biggest misconceptions about Gervonta Davis, his size. Many fans think Tank is a small fighter who competes only in lower divisions, but Showbiz revealed that Davis actually walks around at about 160 pounds. He explained that Tank isn't the lightweight figure people imagine. In reality, he's compact, muscular, and built for power. That's what allows him to generate such explosive force despite being shorter than most opponents. Showbiz also noted that Davis's natural strength gives him a physical edge even against fighters who appear bigger on paper. His conditioning, balance, and distance control enable him to land knockout punches with frightening precision. That's why calling him small is misleading. Tank may fight in lighter divisions, but he carries the frame and power of a much larger athlete.
He can yield that type of weight. He's a bowling ball. He ain't a little guy like you guys say. The Takey Wanky say he's a little guy. But I got more receipts. Do you guys remember what, 2 years ago against Mario Barrios to make 140? He was coming down in weight.
$144.1.
Weighing in at 144 plus. Huh? I even got more receipts for you guys. Remember against Ryan Garcia, right? You saw him snacking on snacky cakes and all kind of Skittles and shit, you know, for the all access with him versus Ryan Garcia. I think this was like episode 2 or something. It was hilarious. But he goes to the store and they have to weigh him. And in that store, he weighs 150 pounds.
Okay, thank you.
How much I weigh?
154.
154?
Yes, sir.
All right, weigh me one more time.
All right, 150.
150? What are they on? All right, bet.
And then the most famous audio leak that the War Room made famous that we sent out and it went viral when Team Tank said that Gervonta Tank Davis walks around at 106.
Behind the scenes, Gervonta Davis has been training harder than ever. His recent footage shows a fighter completely locked in, throwing crisp combinations, perfecting his footwork, and focusing intently on every movement. Trainers describe his sessions as brutal but highly purposeful. Davis doesn't just train for endurance, he trains for destruction. Every punch he throws in camp is meant to recreate fight night pressure. His sparring sessions have been especially intense, featuring heavier and stronger partners to prepare him for the kind of power he might face against Jake Paul. Observers have noted that Tank now looks sharper, faster, and mentally calmer than ever before. This version of him isn't just built to win, it's built to dominate. It's the kind of preparation that turns a great boxer into a superstar, and Tank looks ready to prove that once again. While many fans are excited about the upcoming Jake Paul fight, Claressa Shields and several boxing analysts have raised serious questions about Gervonta Davis's next move. Shields criticized Tank's talk of a possible retirement after the Paul fight, arguing that if he truly considers himself one of the best, he shouldn't step away before facing names like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, both of whom have been openly calling him out. Critics believe that by ignoring these challenges, Tank risks appearing as though he's avoiding true competition. They want him to silence the doubters by proving he's ready to fight the best in his division, not just high-profile crossover opponents. However, others suggest that Shields' comments overlook the mental and emotional burden Tank has been carrying lately, something that could play a major role in shaping his future decisions.
Say, Gervonta got skills out this world. He's a scary dude. He's scary. Ain't no way he said he supposed to come back and get Shakur, Devin, Ryan, Teofimo, whoop all these. He like, I'm about to retire after I fight Jake. No, I don't let nobody talk about me like that. The way that Shakur disrespect him, the way that Devin talked to him, the way that Ryan, he already knocked out Ryan. The way that these dudes be talking, he supposed to come back and get them. He the man, right? He who everybody say is the best. I ain't leaving no food on the table. When I'm done boxing, I'm whooping all these girls. They all getting beat. You said you can beat me? Oh, okay, I'm gonna figure out where to get you.
Leonard Ellaby, longtime advisor to Gervonta Davis, offered personal insight into the boxer's state of mind. According to Ellaby, there was a time when Tank wasn't mentally ready to face Lamont Roach due to the intense personal struggles he was going through. He explained that Davis had endured difficult emotional phases that left him mentally drained, making it unwise to take another fight during that time. Rather than forcing himself back into the ring, Tank chose to prioritize recovery and focus on regaining his balance. Ellaby stressed that people often see Davis as an unstoppable machine but forget that he's human, someone who has dealt with family issues, public criticism, and the constant pressure of fame. Ellaby's honesty helped fans understand that Tank's decisions aren't driven by fear or avoidance, but by a need to protect his mental health while continuing his pursuit of greatness.
It means that he could not get inspired, that he was not motivated to fight Lamont Roach, that his mind was not in a place where it was like, yeah, okay, let's get it, and he was going to war with Lamont Roach. He was going through the motions with Lamont Roach during the training camp and could never really get himself motivated to really give the best of himself against Lamont Roach, and that probably affected him during training and during the fight. And that is something that can happen, especially if you really look back on what happened with the Lamont Roach fight and all of the ups and downs about that fight being made. Because first, if you recall, he wasn't supposed to be fighting Lamont Roach. The person he was supposed to be fighting was Vasily Lomachenko. You know, the guy that everybody says that he doesn't want to fight, that he didn't want to fight. Gervonta Davis was up and prepared to fight Vasily Lomachenko. So it shouldn't surprise anybody that if he tries to make a fight with Vasily Lomachenko, that fight doesn't go through, Then he tries to make a fight with Lamont Roach. He can't get the fight done for Houston with Lamont Roach because there was all kind of venue problems and drama going on around Gervonta getting a venue in Houston. So they wind up eventually moving the fight to New York City and pushing it back even further. So not only is it a fight where he didn't just jump out of from his last fight that he had and jump into a fight with Lamont Roach, he got held up. And then also during that period of time, he had to spend some time in jail for a parole violation after them. Well, I believe that might have been.
In one of his most revealing interviews, Gervonta Davis admitted that his original dream wasn't about championship belts or worldwide fame. What pushed him toward boxing was the need to escape his environment. Growing up surrounded by hardship, his main focus was to earn enough to create a better life for himself and the people he loved. Over time, success changed his circumstances, but not his mindset. Tank confessed that even after achieving financial stability, he still feels driven by the urge to stay ahead of the life he once fought to escape. That's what makes him truly dangerous. His motivation comes from survival, not luxury. Davis's story reminds fans that beneath the spotlight and fame lies a man who fought for his identity, not just titles. Every punch he throws is a statement, a promise that he'll never return to the world he came from.
12 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 7 wins by way of knockout, opposed to fighting against the likes of his peers who are well accomplished and superstars in their own right for legacy fights like Shakur Stevenson, like Teofimo Lopez, like Devin Haney. Why he's not interested in those fights. And he gets real, right? He gets real, and only thing we could do is salute it, right? Because he's saying, I never told y'all I wanted to be a world champion. I never told y'all I wanted to be undisputed. I got into this for myself and my circumstances to escape from my circumstances. And that's real. We can't blame him for that. We hold him in high regard because the statements he's made and misled people when he said he got a hit list that he wants to check off before he retires, and that hit list includes Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, who turned down the fight because of a severe back injury. And then he told the world, he told Champside, it would be great for him to become undisputed. So I think that he had a change of heart at some point in time.
Former UFC champion Daniel Cormier voiced strong skepticism about the entire Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis matchup. Watching the promotional build-up, he admitted the fight feels more like a media spectacle than a genuine sporting contest. Cormier pointed out the significant size difference, explaining that even though Davis is incredibly skilled, the natural weight gap could make the fight uneven. He warned that such mismatches risk damaging the sport's credibility, turning boxing into more of a show than true competition. Cormier's tone wasn't dismissive of either fighter, it reflected concern for the sport's integrity. In his view, boxing must protect its foundation, ensuring that matchups are made based on skill, weight, and merit, not just headline value.
Huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And 2, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fighting, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
DC, I watched this, and we have our priorities way misplaced when we're talking about boxing. Like, everybody's complaining about this Ali act and all. Like, how is something like this allowed to happen? How is Jake Paul allowed to fight Gervonta Davis? It's
I don't know.
Completely unfair. It is completely just, it's, I can't say the word that I want to say because I don't want to get canceled, but this fight should not be happening. And the press conference was embarrassing. Gervonta Davis should not have a mic in front of him. It was absolutely embarrassing watching this thing.
Why, D?
Just the fact that, like, every time when Jake Paul would say something to Gervonta Davis, he didn't know how to answer it. He was comparing himself to, like, P. Diddy at moments, and I was like, oh my God, get a mic away from this guy. This fight shouldn't be happening. And then he didn't even know what weight they were fighting. Like, I thought
That's
it was
bad,
190,
D.
it was 195.
That was the craziest thing That was the thing that stood out to me the most. Was that when they go, the rehydration limit or something is 195. And he goes...
Adulio explained that exhibition matches do have a place in boxing, but only when fighters are past their physical peak. He pointed out that events like Mayweather versus Logan Paul worked because both men were no longer chasing championship glory. In this case, however, both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are active and in their prime, which makes the idea more controversial. Cormier's argument focused on how these high-profile crossover fights can blur the line between sport and show business. If such matchups continue, fans might begin valuing drama over skill, a shift that could harm the future of professional boxing. His concern echoes a broader debate among analysts who argue that the sport must protect its core identity before it turns into viral entertainment rather than true athletic competition. When asked about the upcoming Davis vs. Paul showdown,
Gervonta is considered the #1 lightweight in the world. And it's a division that includes Shakur Stevenson, a lot of young guns coming up. I'm not any more sure if it's going to include Keyshawn Davis, but it's a hot division. He's considered #1 in that division. Like, that's why I kind of find this a bit, don't know. Like, there are challenges out there for Gervonta. There are big money fights out there for Gervonta. We want to see Gervonta in those fights. Again, I don't know how many fights people want to see AJ in, just to make the AJ Jake Paul comparison. One, as far as I'm concerned, that was Tyson Fury. I don't really have any interest in seeing an AJ in any other more fights. Whereas Gervonta Davis, I wanted and still do want to see him in so many more fights. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. These exhibition things are, like, really and truly, they should all be when your career's done. Like, when you think of Floyd versus Logan Paul, it's done, right? Floyd versus Conor, did he have one more after, or was that it? I can't even remember. But it was right at the end, it was done, right at the end, even if it wasn't, right at the end. These guys having these exhibition fights in between what is the peak of their career is kind of weird for me. Very, very weird. And then it isn't even comparable to Ngannou Fury, because at least these guys were the same size. Like, Jake Paul is a 215, 220 pound guy. I don't know what he walks around at.
UFC President Dana White shared a blunt opinion on the matchup, saying most fans aren't truly excited about it from a competitive standpoint, they just want to see chaos. Still, White admitted something interesting: the fight could actually benefit Gervonta Davis more than people realize. Even if the matchup seems uneven, it gives Tank an opportunity to reach a wider audience beyond traditional boxing fans. White pointed out that Jake Paul's massive social media presence and mainstream influence guarantee a level of exposure that most standard fights can't provide. For Davis, that could mean major financial gains, stronger brand recognition, and an expanded global fan base. Dana summed it up simply: the fight might seem strange, but it could be the moment that elevates Tank to an entirely new level of fame.
Against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135 pound division and around, that's where I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible. And the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. So I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole, and he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all, as long as Gervonta Davis comes back to the world of boxing after he gets done with this. Hey man, you got your money, no worries. But you gotta love Dana White having the audacity to pick Jake Paul in this fight, and says something to the effect that, hey,